The amount of fentanyl seized off Dayton streets and throughout the country has almost doubled since last year. Now, fentanyl is a narcotic drug used to treat pain in a medical setting, but drug dealers are producing their own versions, mixing it into other drugs, making users more addicted.
The Montgomery County coroner says 2021 is on track to become the second highest year for overdose deaths in the county, topped only by 2017 during the heroin epidemic. Tonight, Dayton 24/7 Now's Bryn Caswell is investigating why overdose deaths are trending up and how sellers are disguising fentanyl into other drugs.
Megan, this little tiny amount of fentanyl, not even the size of the date on a penny, is enough to kill one person. Officials say fentanyl is laced in a lot of drugs sold on our streets, and it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're old, young, a regular user or not. Anytime using, investigators say there's a 90% chance it could be your last.
Montgomery County is home to drug dealers, drug designers, and consumers. These blood vials filling this cooler are just from overdose deaths within the last 2 months. The heroin epidemic in 2017 took the lead as the highest year in overdose deaths in Montgomery County's history. But now Montgomery County Sheriff Rob Streck says 2021 is giving 2017 a run for its money.
The heroines kind of went away, I think, because there was so much attention and focus on it, but the fentanyl unfortunately stayed.
Over the last 3 years, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office Miami Valley Bulk Smuggling Task Force seizing over 170,000 grams of heroin and fentanyl. Dayton Police Department seizing about 130,000 grams of fentanyl in the same time period. To put the seized amounts of fentanyl in perspective, it's over 10 billion times more the legal dose a physician gives a patient who is under anesthesia during surgery. Major Brian Johns with the Dayton Police Department says in 2020, over 20,000 grams of fentanyl was taken off the streets. And so far for 2021, it's now jumped to over 51,000 grams of fentanyl seized.
We've kind of doubled so far this year, and the year's not even over yet. It's sad. I mean, people are selling this stuff to make money, and it kills people. They don't care about you. I mean, all they care is about making money.
One of the over 300 overdose victims this year in Montgomery County was 33-year-old Tanis Sprague from Kettering. Her stepfather, Paul Bertkey, says Tanis died from a fentanyl overdose this past July, leaving behind 4 children.
The police knocked at the door and said, "Hey, can we come in and talk to you?" She said, "Not if you're going to tell me what we think you're going to tell us."
Bertkey says the last year was especially challenging for Tanis.
Anytime fentanyl is introduced, I mean, it once is too many times. In her mind, everything was about the next fix.
The Montgomery County coroner says 90% of overdose deaths this year are from fentanyl. And investigators say if you're buying drugs on these streets, you'll more than likely end up here.
They're deadly, powerful products, and they're mixed in. You know, you have no idea what you're purchasing off the street. It could be a very powerful lethal chemical.
Here at the Miami Valley Crime Lab, chemists work to identify what exactly is inside confiscated drugs.
It's going to change color.
The changing of color in this powdery substance means fentanyl is in its makeup. But sometimes that's not all.
And in fact, what's really scary is the stuff that comes through the crime lab will have greater than 10 substances within a confiscated sample. Police
say cocaine, meth, and heroin aren't the only vehicles for drug dealers to lace in fentanyl. It's being pressed into pills as well.
Right, this is real oxycodone and Adderall, and these are the ones that are handmade, that are fake, and you really can't tell the difference.
And no matter the drug of choice, fentanyl is here all around us.
Nowadays, it's everywhere. It's definitely on the highways. It's in our ports. It's in the air. It's in delivery services. It's a nonstop event. I get notified numerous times a week about one of our task forces that just got this many kilos or this much cash or things like that because it's a never-ending process.
But for many, one fix can be the ending. Bertkey hopes users know help is available through Friends of Addicts and other community resources if getting sober is desired.
I want to help anybody I can to try to keep them from feeling this pain. Because no parent should have to bury their child
Agencies throughout the city and county are continuing to find and prosecute criminals involved in drug distribution and trafficking. But Dr. Harshbarger wishes the overdose rate slows down.
I'm hoping that it levels out and we stay at some baseline.
And police want to warn users.
Just be careful. You know, I hope you get off drugs, but if you don't, be very careful because we don't want you to die.
The Montgomery County coroner is predicting a total of 350 between 360 overdose deaths for the year of 2021. However, the highest year remains 2017 with a total of 566 overdose deaths. Reporting in Montgomery County, Bryn, Caswell, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Bryn, thanks so much. And if you or a loved one are in need of drug addiction help, you can visit the web version of this story at Dayton247now.com for resources. Just look for this story right there under Top Stories.